This is not my office.
There you go.
Yeah.
You want to shut?
Probably, you know.
Yep.
Do you have a preference?
Doesn't matter.
Okay. All right, I'm gonna go make a copy of this so we can look at it together.
Okay.
You good on water and food and all that?
I'm good on water, right? I'm good.
You hungry though?
I'm fine right now, thank you.
All right. Alright, let's do this. I'm gonna sit next to you so we can look at it together. So what I wanna do is, we have a whole bunch of people coming in, you know, from your neighborhood. Somebody saw something, somebody knows where these kids are, and I keep saying kids, I'm sorry, your kids in your life.
That's, I know what you mean.
And I should say, I work these quite a bit, and so tonight, if I make one of those mistakes when I say kids instead of your wife and kids, I apologize. We work it a lot, and so I apologize if something comes out wrong, or, anyway. So, I know you're going through a lot, so we're not gonna keep you here all night. Can we go through this? So, okay, let's see, your 148 doorbell detected visitor. What does that mean?
So the doorbell has a camera on it when you get up to a certain proximity, and when you ring it, it detects a visitor.
Okay. People are already distracting me out here.
Oh.
So in fact, you know, let's do this. So I work a lot of stuff like this in bank robberies, and when I talk to, you know, a witness at a bank robbery, sometimes I find it best for them to just say, tell me what happened, get it all out, and then once you get it out, let's go over it, okay? So just get it all out as far as this. Tell me exactly what you remember, and I'll take notes about where we can go.
Okay. So this 1:48 a.m.
Let me switch chairs.
Okay.
Because when they come knocking, when they come knocking, I gotta use that key. Do you need more water?
No, I'm fine.
I brought you a Gatorade.
Oh, thank you.
All right.
Alright, so 1:48 a.m., doorbell detects the visitor. So when we were over at the neighbor's house, the next day we were looking at his camera as well, and it didn't show anybody walking up to the driveway, which is kind of weird. That's the only reason I put that on there, because it showed Nicole dropping her off, but nobody actually walking up to the house. It was kind of weird, but she was in the house.
Okay.
So,
and what time are we talking?
This is still 1:48.
Okay.
So, 2 a.m., Shanann gets into bed with me. 4 a.m., that's when my alarm goes off for work, and I'm proceeding to get dressed, brush my teeth, everything I do upstairs.
Okay.
4:15, that's when I get back, slide right into bed next to her, and start having a conversation with her about putting the house up for sale, and talking about it, actually proceeding with the separation.
Okay.
And obviously it gets pretty emotional, like we're talking about, you know, like we felt the disconnection was there, like falling out of love, and trying to stay together, maybe just for the kids' sake, but we're realizing that doing like our homework, it's not, most of the time that's not gonna work.
Yeah.
And it gets pretty emotional because we have 2 beautiful kids and we have one on the way. So it's just a matter of like, it was very emotional, we were both crying, and at the end, we just said, you know, she said she was going to take the kids to her friend's house for the day. She would be back.
Okay.
I was like, okay, it's fine. And so I went downstairs, made my protein shake. It was at 5 a.m., that's when I did that.
Okay.
Packed my lunchbox, had my oatmeal, chicken, filled my water jug up. 5:15, I went outside, backed my truck up, was loaded up. Had my book bag, my lunchbox, computer, water jug, my big clear container. I put big clear containers in my truck so it's easy just to pull out, pull in, just depending on what I'm going to use. My O-ring kit, and I knew I was going to do some stuffing box rubbers that day, so I got some various opening wrenches from my toolbox. I know those would work better than the ones they would give me.
Okay.
5:30, that's when I went to work.
Okay.
And I hadn't heard from Shanann for about 2 hours there, so at 7:40 I texted her and asked her if she could tell me where the kids were, if she took them anywhere.
Okay.
Nothing.
Okay.
At 12 I texted her again, call me. Nothing. And then about 12:10 p.m. that's when my doorbell visitor, it read another visitor, and I was like, it popped up on my phone, and it says it was Nicole. And try to put it on my phone to see if like she's just trying to get in or whatnot, and I hear like she's on the phone trying to. I could hear her on through my phone saying she was trying to get to Shanann, so that's when I called her. Yeah, I called her at 12:20, see what was going on. She told me that Shanann hadn't responded to any of her calls all day or any of her friends' calls all day.
Okay.
And that's very strange, just because. I mean, if she doesn't get back to me, that's fine. You know, like she gets busy with kids, whatever. So if she doesn't get back to her people, like the people like she works with direct sales.
Okay.
So if she doesn't get back with them, that's strange.
Is she the type to answer the phone?
For them, yes,
Okay.
like all the time.
Okay.
Yeah. For me, it's just like, hey, wait, I'll see you later.
Okay.
So about 12:40, a few more efforts from Nicole to reach her while she's there, like outside the house.
Mm-hmm.
And at 1 o'clock, that's when I left, and I was like, all right, I'm on my way down there. 2 o'clock when I got home, because they couldn't get in because the front door had a top latch to keep the kids in.
Who's they?
Nicole and the police officer that was there.
Okay. Oh, right. Okay, gotcha.
Yeah. So they couldn't get in because top latch on the front door was hinged, and the keypad on the outside does not work to get into the garage, so they had to wait till I got there so I can get the remote opened.
Okay.
So that's when I got home. I opened the garage door and we went inside the house and looked everywhere. Shanann, Bella, and Celeste, nowhere to be found. Shannann's wedding ring's on her nightstand, her phone's still on the couch, her purse is still there, the medicine for the kids is still there, the car seat is still there, and there's no sign of them anywhere.
Okay.
3 o'clock, Frederick, the police officer, detective, Baumhauer, right?
Oh, yes. Mm-hmm.
Okay. I butcher his name every time. Asking Nicole and I, questions about where she could have gone or who she could be with. At about 4 o'clock, the police officer that was there, he was checking the neighbor security footage. At 5 p.m., the same police officer, detective, and then sergeant, another officer, they showed up and they searched the house again. About 6 o'clock, I began calling around to anyone that I could, that may know something, called hospitals and hotels. 7:30, my friend Nick and Men showed up to show support, and from then on, it's his friends showing up. Shows Lauren, Dave, Jeremy, and 10 o'clock's pretty much where I laid down, but I didn't go to bed till probably like 2 a.m. just because fields and texts and calls all night.
Okay.
And I was just hoping that, I left all the lights on in the house, I was hoping that I'd get a knock on the door, but
yeah, nothing happened.
Yeah, but nothing happened.
What do you think happened?
At first, I really thought maybe she was just at somebody's house, just decompressing.
Just blowing off steam.
Yeah, but after today, like with the onslaught of all the cars, all the police cars, all the news, all the canine units, it's making me lean the other direction about someone took her.
Okay.
But it's just, if someone took her, it would have to have been someone she knew. Because there's no sign of anything like being disturbed, broken.
Mm-hmm.
But like that's the way I'm leaning now. At first I thought for real she was just decompressing somewhere. I thought she was safe, even though everything in the house was left there. But now it's just after the day with the news crews and everything, it feels more the other direction, and it's freaking me out because I have no idea where they are.
Okay. If you could think of anything that we could do to find them, what would it be?
Everything that I've exhausted so far is like people that have car seats, because she left the car seats, and she would never just. Bella could sit in a regular booster chair because she's about that time.
Mm-hmm.
Celeste isn't quite there yet, but all the people that I know that have cars, they've contacted me.
Mm-hmm.
Unless it's, there's definitely a chance it's somebody I don't know. Being a guy or a girl, and she has plenty of friends through like direct sales that I've never met that could have a kid that they come and just say, hey, let's go, like just back up in the back, put them in, let's go. But I wouldn't have their name, I wouldn't know who they are.
Okay.
And this is like that's what's driving me nuts. Like when I told the news crew, like if she's out there, it's like just come home. like, if someone has her, or like, not just has her, but she's at somebody's house and she's just decompressing, it's time to come back. Now this is real.
Okay.
This has gone to a different level.
Absolutely. Okay. Do you have an inkling of if it's good or bad?
Yesterday, I would have thought that she was safe and it was good, that she would come home. Today, it's more on the other side, because I don't think that she would let it get this far if she was just decompressing somewhere. I mean, she's not talking to anybody, as far as, I mean, people that have reached out to me that I haven't talked to in like a year, that are friends with her. Like, one of her like best friends, Judy, lives in Florida. Works in the police department down in Miami, and she called me today. Like, that's one of her friends she would confide in.
Oh, okay.
So,
and she hasn't heard anything?
Nothing.
And nobody's heard anything?
Her parents, I mean, she doesn't like talking to her mom, but still, her mom calls her enough that she would at least answer once.
Yeah. And if she's, I mean, I'm married, I know how it is. If she's hacked off at her husband, would she call her mom?
She would call one of the friends that contacted me.
Okay.
At least one of them, because she has a close-knit group.
Okay.
But the fact that none of them know anything is very strange, because one of them would have said something by now, seeing what this has escalated to.
Is it possible that her close-knit group isn't close with you, and there is somebody who knows where she is right now?
I don't think so, because, I mean, she's very close with Nicole, and the way Nicole is acting right now, as far as how emotional she is yet, there's no way, like, she knows.
What does that mean?
There's no way, like, she would know, like, where she is, if she knew.
Oh, so you're saying if Nicole knew?
Yeah, Nicole knew, like, the way she's acting right now, she's as freaked out as I am.
Okay.
So there's no way, like, she would know where she is if she knew.
Do you know Nicole that well?
Decent. I mean, she's been over at our house a good amount of time.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And you've obviously spoken with Nicole?
Oh, yeah.
And you don't have any weird feelings from her?
No, she was there at the house. Like, she was the one that was ringing the doorbell trying to see what was going on.
Okay. Do you have a sense that the police here, or the FBI here, do you have a sense that we have a good enough list of people to call and check with?
I think so, because I've gone through my entire phone. I know Nicole's gone through her entire phone. Amanda, anybody that lives here that knows Shanann, they pretty much have the same contact list.
Okay.
So if there's somebody that's not on my phone, it's on theirs.
Okay. Has somebody, I think the police have Nicole's phone, or I'm sorry, your wife's phone, right?
Yes.
And I don't want to pronounce her name wrong.
Shanann.
Shanann?
Yep.
Okay. So the police have Shanann's phone?
Yep.
Do they have your phones? Have they looked at your phones?
I don't think so.
Okay. Can I run that out and have them look real quick?
Yeah.
Okay. Is there any password I'm going to run into?
3307.
3307?
3387.
3387. Are there any other phones we can check? Okay. When they look at this, what's the best thing that they can do to, I don't know, to say, look for these contacts, look for this Instagram, look for this Snapchat, you know?
So, like, the only thing on here that's, I would say it's going to be weird, because our contact list is the same.
Oh, you guys have a shared contact?
Yeah, like
every Google?
Yeah, it's like, what drove me nuts is that when she, like, downloaded to the cloud, it multiplied or duplicated.
Oh, I hate that.
Yeah, so this is the same person over and over.
10 people over, oh, okay.
So we have the same contact list.
Okay. So I'm gonna run this out.
Okay.
So 330 or 3387, and I really want them to just not physically rip this phone apart, but really dive in.
Okay.
And are you okay with that?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna hand this off to somebody.
Okay.
All right, I'll be right back. Are there any other phones at home we can look at?
That's the only ones I know of. It's hers and mine.
Computers?
She has a laptop, but she barely uses it.
Okay. Where's the laptop?
In the office.
At home?
Yep.
Okay. I think that, I'm sorry that I'm catching up here, this always happens. The police are the first people to get a call. Then when it's serious like this with missing kids, then a day or two later we come in and say, I'm sorry, I'm playing catch up. It's always good to repeat it though. So laptop at home, does it have a password?
If it, I don't think so. It might, but that's the one she uses.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it just stays in her office.
Do you have any idea?
I have an idea what the password could be.
Okay.
It's like 428-4915, capital S, lowercase w. That's their main password.
428-4915, capital S, lowercase w. And we'll probably just have you bring that in for us. Is that okay? Okay, so they don't have it now, the cops don't have it now. Okay. So laptops, any other, like a Fitbit, is there, tablets?
iPad, but I have not found that.
Does she have it?
I've not found it yet if she has it, but I haven't seen it in the house.
Okay, so possibly she has it?
Possibly.
Oh, okay. When did you buy that?
Ooh, that was a long time ago.
And so is it a full-on iPad, like?
Yep.
You could use it to, like,
Wi-Fi.
Wi-Fi? Could you use it to navigate to an address?
You could text from it.
Oh, okay. So then, if it's possible and she has it and she's somewhere hurt or somewhere that we can't find her, she can't, in other words, could we somehow track that? Does that GPS?
It has to be connected to Wi-Fi for it to actually.
Oh, so it's not like a phone then, it's a.
No.
Okay.
She has a watch as well, but I have not found that.
She has like a.
Apple Watch.
Apple Watch, okay.
Do
you know where that is?
I have not found it.
Okay.
It's not on the charger.
And it's not at your house that you can tell? Okay. Do you think the password for the iPad's the same?
No, it'd probably be 2385.
238, is that common for her?
Yes.
And what
On a
about,
4-digit it is.
okay, what about for her Apple Watch?
2385.
2385, okay. I don't have an Apple Watch. Is that one where you have to unlock it usually? Okay. And does she usually have a password?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
On her phone it's different because it's 6-digit, but.
Okay, what's your phone number?
It's gonna be 013119.
Is that a birthday or something? Or?
Of the next baby.
Oh,
Due date.
due date, okay. I'm sorry to hear that, man. So if she's, and again, this is probably something that the cops in the other room know about, if she's due in January, she's 4 or 5 months pregnant?
And she was 14, 15 weeks.
Okay. All right. Did you guys know the sex of the baby?
We weren't gonna tell anybody yet.
But you do know it?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. That she knows it?
Yeah.
Okay. So let's finish this, and then we'll get into, more of this.
Okay.
So, how else can we track her? Does she have another phone that you know of?
That's the only phone I've ever seen her use.
Okay, what's the phone number?
910
Uh-huh.
850-3286.
Okay. So, strap on your CSI hat. You can imagine the FBI has some pretty cool tricks and toys and everything. Is there anything you can think of that we should be doing that we're not?
Honestly, everything that I saw today was like, it took me on a whirlwind. I didn't think all that was gonna happen, so that everything that happened today, I thought you guys were like spot on.
Okay. Is there anything that a friend has said, oh, has the FBI done this? Well, you probably didn't know the FBI was involved until an hour ago.
Yeah.
Is there any good ideas that your friends have had saying, man, I gotta try this, I gotta do this?
A lot of people have asked about Amber Alerts, but I'm not sure like why that. I'm not sure I'm sure Amber Alerts have to deal with like, all right, if you know someone has taken a kid, but since the last person you saw was the mom, and you don't think everybody's gone.
Yeah.
That's probably why Amber Alert's not really used in this respect.
Well, they did a press statement. So, Amber Alerts are a little bit different. One thing that helps Amber Alerts is cars. When you're driving down the freeway and you say, missing person, look for this car. What car do we look for?
That's the only car she has is the one that left in the garage.
A Lexus?
Mm-hmm.
And that's what you drove here tonight?
Yep.
Okay. Do you have any other cars that you drive?
Just my work truck.
Okay. Lexus. The Lexus is here. Okay. How could she have left the house?
Only way she could have left the house is if somebody picked her up, but it'd have to have been from the back. Because it's the camera in the front, where the neighbor, the way it faces the driveway, it would have picked that up. Only thing it picked up was me leaving at like 5:26.
Okay. How do you know? Is it your camera?
It's neighbor's camera.
Oh, did he tell you?
Yeah, we were all over there watching it with the
Okay.
officer.
Okay. All right.
It just showed me loading up my truck. His camera's on all the time, yep.
Okay. And all it saw was you leaving?
Yep.
Did it show her coming home?
It didn't show her walking in, no.
Okay.
But she was in the house when I left.
Obviously.
So I was just like
I'm just trying to think, so the camera, is it possible that it doesn't catch everything? Like a motion detector?
From what I saw, I think, like, he showed me other, like, examples, but it was picking up, like, minuscule things here and there. Like, it was like, it didn't take much to, like, just get it started recording.
Oh, so it probably is a motion detector then, it's
Yeah.
your start points?
Yeah.
Okay, all right. Okay, so then there's his camera and your security system.
Yeah, my doorbell camera right there.
And your doorbell camera.
And the only thing that was strange about mine that morning was that when I left, it said garage door 2 remained open.
When you left? Were you parked in the garage when you left?
I pulled out and it said, I thought it shut.
Oh, okay.
And it said main garage door 2 open when I went back and looked at all the history. And Nicole said that it was shut when she got there.
Okay.
But it said it was, because on my notifications, it'll say something's left open, but it won't say when it's shut.
Oh, so you got a notification it was open?
Mm-hmm.
After when you thought you shut it?
Yep.
Okay, all right.
Next I looked back, I saw it shutting.
Okay. Kids, do they have any security little watches?
Mm-hmm.
You know, something they have the call home button? Nothing like that?
Nothing like that yet.
No iPads?
Mm-hmm.
How old are they?
4 and 3.
Oh, they're pretty young. Okay. Anything else you can think of?
Honestly, like, we've exhausted, like, every option, every friend that we know
Okay.
that could have helped her.
Okay. So we talked about her decompressing a few times. Where would you do that?
She would have to go to her friend's house to do that. She wouldn't just go anywhere, not with the kids.
At a hotel?
I've checked, if she had any cash on her, I'm not sure, like, how much she would have had on her. She usually doesn't carry much cash, and the cash she had in her wallet was from Nicole the previous day.
From who?
From Nicole.
Oh, okay.
She told me that was the cash she gave her when we
Okay.
saw her when we found her purse.
For what?
No, I'm not sure, she didn't tell me.
Okay.
But, that was the only cash she had in her wallet.
And is that still at the house, you said?
Yeah.
Okay. So is her license in the wallet?
Yeah.
So she's got no cash that we know of, no license, no phone. Anything about the clothes in the closet, the hamper, the drawers that makes you think, she packed some boots, she's going to the mountains?
Like, she has so many clothes in that closet, like, it'd be hard to really tell if she took a little amount. I mean, if she took a big amount, it'd be pretty obvious, but like a little amount, we would never know.
Okay. All right.
She has, like, say, like, that whole wall, and then the bottom, and the other side.
Okay.
If you take this room, it's about the size of it.
A woman with a lot of clothing? You don't say?
No.
Okay. Shoes, anything about the shoes that you think?
She has a whole shoe closet.
So there's nothing obvious that screams at you, she's
No.
preparing for this type of activity? Okay.
And the kids' clothes too. There was enough that was there that I saw missing.
Okay. So, all right. So I know it's hard to talk about. You mentioned that there was a hard conversation that the two of you had about
Separation.
your marriage and separation. Now that you've had a little bit of time to think, looking back on that conversation, can you connect the dots between both of you being upset and crying, and here we are, and now she and the kids are gone? What do you think about?
I think about, like, did I cause this? Like, did I make her feel like she needed to leave? And, like, did she really feel, like, the things she was saying, did she really feel the same? Did she really feel like, all right, the disconnection, did she really feel all that, or she was just saying it? Like, maybe, like, us falling out of love, was that really registering her at that point in time, or did it register after I left to go to work? And then she's just like, I'm just gonna leave.
Okay.
It's like, I'm not sure, because she laid back down.
Okay.
She was still there when I left.
Okay.
But, like, maybe she sat there and thought about it, like, do I really need to stay here right now?
Okay.
Like, if he doesn't love me, maybe I should just go.
Can you really get into that conversation with me? And what I want to know is, you obviously have a very deep relationship with her, she's your wife, but it's going to be easy for me to listen to what was said and maybe think, that there are some clues about maybe she did just lay down and cry a little bit longer and something happened to her, or maybe she did get frustrated and she left. So can we recreate that conversation?
Mm-hmm.
So tell me what happened.
So I crawled back in bed.
So sorry, let's start from, she gets home late at night.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I'll start from that point.
Okay. So she got home about 2 a.m.
And were you already home?
Oh yeah, I was passed out.
Okay.
Yeah, so like I felt her get into bed. That was about it. But about 4 a.m. that's when my alarm went off to go to work.
Okay.
So that's when I got ready and everything.
So she gets in at 2, alarm was off at 4, okay?
Mm-hmm.
And you were sleeping that whole time?
Oh yeah.
Okay, so the conversation hadn't started?
No.
Okay.
No. So about when my alarm goes off, that's when, after I get ready for work, I crawl back in bed and we have that conversation.
So you wake up at 4,
Mm-hmm.
At 4, then what until you start the conversation?
Get dressed, get my clothes on, brush my teeth, deodorant, all that kind of stuff.
Okay. Shower?
No.
Okay.
Shower night before.
Okay, what do you do for a living?
I work in the oil and gas.
Okay, so then it doesn't matter if you go to work without a shower? Okay.
Doesn't really matter.
All right.
It's gonna be bad anyways.
Yeah, so then you wake up, you get ready, I'm sorry I interrupted you.
You're fine.
So then, what time are we talking about when you're ready to talk with her?
About 4:15 or so.
Okay, and so she was asleep from the time she got in from 2 to 4,
Mm-hmm.
or 4:15. You wake up at 4:15, you're ready, okay, and at 4:15, you start talking.
Mm-hmm.
Why do you talk at 4:15 in the morning?
I felt like I needed to talk to her face to face, cause like, I wanted to say something, like when she was in Arizona, like, I didn't want to do it through a text, I didn't want to do it through a call. I was like, I got back in bed, I was like, I needed to talk to her about this, cause she had told me like when she was gonna fly back, that she wanted to get up with me so she could take a shower, cause she wanted to get the airport off of me.
What do you mean when she got back?
When she flew back in.
From Phoenix?
Yeah.
Okay, so she told you, let's have a talk?
No, she wanted to get up with me so she could take a shower and get the airport off her, because she was like, her flight was delayed.
Oh, okay.
Her flight was supposed to get in 11, but it didn't
Okay.
leave till 11.
Okay, and so did she call you or did she text you?
I think there was a call
Okay,
on that one.
all right, and so at 4:15, what happens?
That's when I would crawl back in bed and I woke her up.
Okay,
And then I proceeded to talk to her about how I was feeling, about how I felt like what's been going on with us for the last, what she's seen like the last 6 weeks, because she was in North Carolina and I was down there just the last week. But from just being apart and just like figuring out who people are. It's like the best way for people to really find out who they are is to spend time apart.
I agree.
And it's kind of just like, you can just see yourself. And then on the last week, that's when I went back to North Carolina, and I was there for her last week there.
Okay.
And when we were together, we could feel like it wasn't there, that spark.
Mm-hmm.
I know it's kind of cliche, but that spark wasn't there anymore.
Mm-hmm.
And on that night, that morning, early that morning, I told her like, the disconnection, it's there, like, it's not going away, like, the connection we had in the beginning, it's not there anymore. It's like, I don't feel like the love we have is there anymore.
Okay.
And it's just like, I don't feel like, I mean, if we want to stay together for the kids, I'm not sure if that's going to work. Like, bringing
That's
another...
what you told her?
Yes.
Okay.
Like, having another baby, bringing us in this relationship, do you think this is going to work with us being together? Or separation, I think, is going to be the best possible route for us. And that's when, like, all the crying and everything proceeded. And it was very hard just to talk about that. But I needed to do it face to face.
Okay.
And I needed to see her face, like, while I did it. I couldn't text, phone, whatever. I needed to be face to face and be able to see her and know that she was going to be at least reciprocating back to me.
Oh, what did she say?
She said that she wanted to kind of work on it, but if that's the way I was feeling, then she respects that.
Okay.
And she said that most of the time when you have kids and you have a relationship where people, like, they don't love each other anymore, they fall out of love, this connection, that having a kid, even bringing a new baby into the equation, doesn't always work as keeping, like, you know, the couple happy and the kids happy. It's like, it almost is like better if
Right.
two are on the different sides.
Yeah, you don't want to spend your whole marriage disliking each other and faking it for the kids.
Yes, no, that's one thing.
Okay. Is that accurate? I don't
Oh,
want to.
yeah, that's totally accurate.
Okay.
I mean, you don't want to be the people parading around with like a mask on when the kids are around, and then when the kids go to sleep, you just go your separate ways.
Okay.
It's like, that's what I don't want.
Okay.
And that's why we're talking about that separation that night.
Okay.
And that's why I got so emotional right there.
Okay. Emotional for you too?
Oh yeah, I was bawling my eyes out.
Okay. So then, as a result, how long did that conversation last?
It lasted, so about 4:15 when we started, because we talked about the house as well.
Okay. What did you say about the house?
Like, we needed to sell the house, like, there's no way, like, we can stay in this house and have another kid and be able to just keep everything afloat. And she's like, well, where do you want to move to? I was like, well, we can move to Brighton, we can move, are you familiar with the area?
Kind of, yeah.
Okay. So we can move to Brighton, we can move to Longmont, we can move, like, you know, wherever, somewhere that's cheaper.
Okay.
And she was like, well, because she had already contacted the realtor the week before through an email.
Oh.
To see, like, what she thought. And that's when, like, I actually contacted Ann that day, like, pretty much probably about 8 o'clock that day.
Who's Ann?
The realtor.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and asked her, you know, like, if we can get the ball rolling, like, see what she thought.
So you said your wife called a week before to the realtor?
Emailed her.
Okay, so then this conversation early in the morning wasn't a shock to either of you or a surprise, it was the next step in the long conversation you have to have leading up to. Okay.
This was not like just like way up like a Big Bang Theory type thing. It was just like, this was,
okay.
That's why it was just an emotional conversation.
Sure.
Like, because it wasn't just like come out of nowhere, left field type of thing. Like, we knew like something wasn't, we knew about what we wanted to do with the house. We knew like what's going on with it. Like, we knew something was.
Is it accurate to say that then the time when you were away from each other, when she was in North Carolina, the time when she was in Arizona, maybe the two of you knew that could have been time you were talking, and so when you finally get together, it's, we can't wait another second, we're going to talk. Is that right? Okay. And tell me if it's wrong.
No, you're right.
Okay, so then the conversation starts at 4:15. You talk about each other and your marriage, you talk about the house, then what?
And that's when the conversation ends, and we're talking. That's when she said she's going to take her friends, or take her and her friends take her and the kids to her friend's house.
Which friend?
That's when she did not say.
So she did say, I'm taking the kids to a friend's house.
Yeah.
Are you sure she said that?
Yes.
You're positive?
Yes.
Okay, that's good. Now we're back to the blowing off steam probability, which we like, right?
Yeah, that's what I like.
Okay. So let's, if we're going to play the DVR, let's rewind 5 minutes. So we're at the house. You're talking about the house. You're saying this isn't going to work with the kid. We're going to sell this house. Then how do you remember what led to her talking about the kids?
As far as like taking them to her friend's house?
Yeah, like what conversation did you guys have?
Well, that's when I rolled out of bed, and that's when she told me, like, I'm taking the kids to a friend's house today, and I'll be back later.
Are you sure she said she'll be back later?
Yes.
On a scale of 1 to 10, how positive?
That's a 10.
A 10?
Yeah.
Okay. So she said, I'm going to take the kids to a friend's house, but I'll be back later. Why?
From what I just told her.
That doesn't make sense, though, because you'd be at work. Why would she have to leave?
That's the thing, like, why, I'm not sure why she wanted to go somewhere.
Okay.
But that's what she wanted. Like, maybe she didn't want to be in that house after what we were just talking about.
Fair enough. You just talked about it, yeah. It's no longer mentally, emotionally her house then. Okay. So let's focus on, I'm going to take the kids to my friend's house. What does that mean?
Hopefully it's someone that she trusts. Hopefully it's someone that she knows pretty well, and hopefully maybe they have a kid that Bella and Celeste can play with.
But you have no idea who that would be?
Because we've exhausted all those people.
Okay. Does that surprise you? Because I don't know your wife, but maybe that's something that's in her wheelhouse. Does that surprise you that she said that and did that?
It doesn't surprise me that she went somewhere. Like, she said it could have been a play date.
Okay.
But she was very vague in the fact that she just said she was going to a friend's house.
Okay.
And didn't say who.
Okay.
That's why I texted her, like, if you can tell me, like, where the kids are.
What time did you text her?
That was 7:40.
Okay. And no word from her, obviously?
No.
Okay. So then we're at I'm gonna take the kids, I'm gonna go to a friend's house. You sure she didn't say I'm gonna take them somewhere to a hotel or to a...
Oh, there was no...
Positive, you said to a friend's house. And not just someone's house, but a friend's house.
Yeah, because like, if it was a hotel, I would have definitely asked the question, like, why are you going to a hotel?
Yeah, okay.
That wouldn't, yeah.
Where can we look to find friends that you might not know about?
Honestly, Facebook's the only place.
Facebook?
Because that's the one she frequents.
Okay.
That's the only place.
What's her Facebook account? Or her username?
I think it's Shanann Watts.
Just regular Shanann Watts?
Well, they have access on her phone.
S-H-A-N?
A-N-N.
A-N-N. And so, I think they can log into the phone, right? I think they're in her phone, right?
Oh, yeah, they just gotta hit the icon and it's right there.
So it's right there, they can
They can do whatever they want.
And they can, okay. All right.
Yeah, it doesn't take much, it's always logged in.
Okay. Doesn't she do something online? Doesn't she have an online presence or something?
It's with Thrive, the direct sales business.
Isn't that like her job?
Yeah.
So it's called what? Thrive?
Yeah. The company's called The Bell, but the company's called The Bell.
LaBelle?
Yeah, L-E-hyphen-B-E-L.
L-E-hyphen-B-E-L. Okay.
Yeah, but the product's called Thrive.
Okay. What is it?
It's probiotics, prebiotics, vitamins and minerals. It's all plant-based stuff. It works very well.
Dietary, supplementary. Okay. And what does she do for them?
She's a promoter.
Okay. Sales?
Yes.
Okay. Is this I think I've heard of Thrive. Is this like you try to sell it personally to people you know? Okay, so she doesn't have a storefront that she works at?
No, it's all cloud-based.
Okay, home-based. She can work from home.
I can work anywhere.
And so, where would be a list of contacts at Thrive that we could go start talking to people?
Oh, we've already gave them all to them. Like everybody that she contacts through Thrive, they have them in that phone.
The police have that?
Yep.
In that phone?
Mm-hmm.
Through what? An app?
No, just like all the people that she contacts throughout the day.
Okay.
Like from Addie and Sam and they're all in there.
Addie and Sam, who are they?
Addie Maloney's one of her leaders back east.
Okay.
Sam Paley, another leader.
Someone who's supporting her sales?
Yeah.
What about people who, because she's in sales, what about customers she tries to reach out to she doesn't even know? How does she do that?
Messenger.
You message strangers?
Either it's her Facebook page is I guess it's public.
Okay, so she has friends on Facebook
Yeah.
that might someday think that they want Thrive, they can reach her.
Mm-hmm.
How else does she do it?
It's mainly just through Facebook.
Through Facebook?
Yeah, like if she has she might do it on Instagram. She'll like sync them both so that it goes to both. But
Facebook and what was it? Instagram?
Yeah.
Okay, what's her Instagram username?
I have no clue.
You have no idea?
No, it might just be Shanann Thrives. Shanann with the underscore and Thrives.
Okay. So you don't do Thrive?
I do, but she kind of runs it.
Okay. Do you do it separately from her then?
It's a different team, but
Okay.
I'm under her.
Okay.
It's like she signed me up under her.
Okay.
So whatever I do helps her.
Right. Okay. What else are we not thinking of? So let's continue with, I'm going to go to my friend's house. Then what happens?
That's when I go downstairs, make my protein shake, get my lunch, everything ready.
Because you're not going back to bed at this point?
No,
Okay.
I gotta go to work now.
And this is somewhere near 5?
5:15.
Okay.
And then that's when I go out, get my truck, load everything in it, and 5:30
Okay.
or about what the neighbors thing said, about 5:26 I'm gone.
Okay, and she's still at the house then?
Yes.
Are you sure?
Yeah, because she never came back downstairs.
And explain your house being, do you leave through downstairs?
Go downstairs and you leave through the garage.
So then this conversation happened upstairs?
Yes.
In the master bedroom?
Yes.
Okay. And you're sure she didn't come down?
Once I was in the garage, so I didn't see anything after that.
Did you see her car in there?
Yes.
Okay, and you left when her car was in there?
Yep.
So it's clear she's in there?
Mm-hmm.
I'm just trying to determine if there's any other time she could have disappeared. And then, so from 5:30 then, what?
That's when I went to work.
Okay. All right.
And then 7:40 is the next time I texted her.
And why'd you text her then?
I hadn't heard from her, and I was just seeing if she knew, like, or just seeing where she went.
Texted Shanann, right? Is that
Yep.
Shanann?
Yep.
And asked if she could tell me where she was taking the kids. Oh, okay, so at this point, it's 2 hours later, and you're thinking, I wonder where she's going.
Yeah.
Okay, and is that text on your phone?
Yes.
Okay. Then all the way, what happened between 7:40 and noon?
I was outside working.
Okay. Noon, texted Shanann to call me, and that's gonna be on your phone too? Okay. 12:10, doorbell visitor.
That's when Nicole was at the door, and it pinged on my phone.
Okay. What's she doing there then? Oh, then 10 minutes later, you called Nicole to see what was going on, and she told me she couldn't get a hold of Shanann either, and that her shoes were whose shoes? Shanann's shoes?
Yep.
Were next to the door, and her car was in the garage, next to the door, inside or outside?
Inside. There's like a little small rectangular window next to the door.
Okay.
You can see right in there.
Does that mean anything to you? Does Shanann, or her shoes always by the door?
Yeah.
Okay. So, when you come in the house, does she usually come in the front door?
Most of it, unless she drives in.
Okay.
Then she goes into the garage.
Okay.
That was just in the previous night when she came in.
Oh, okay. So then, let's think about this for a minute. If she comes in, drives in with, what's your other car, Lexus?
Yep.
She drives in the Lexus, comes in.
She comes in the garage door that way if she drives in the garage. But since Nicole dropped her off that previous night, she came from the front door.
Oh, someone else is driving. The Lexus is already there.
Your Lexus is already there.
Okay, so then that makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay, so you see what we're trying to do? We're trying to be like, did she walk out or was she taken out, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So then it makes sense that her shoes are still right there.
Mm-hmm.
But she's obviously not wearing those shoes. Okay. All right, let's keep going. 12:40. A few more efforts by Nicole to reach her. How do you know?
Because that's when she was still at the front door, and I was
to reach her at the front door.
Yeah.
Okay. 1 p.m. I'm now on my way home to check on my family. Is that just because you're worried based on the conversation with Nicole? Had the police contact you by then?
No.
Okay. 2, I arrived, sorry, go ahead.
But Nicole said she was probably going to call the cops.
Okay. All right. Now, so it sounds like Nicole's pretty worried.
Mm-hmm.
More worried than you.
Well, so once she couldn't get anything out of her and nothing was going on in the house, I was like, all right, I got to go home.
But it sounds like Nicole was more worried.
Yeah, because like if she doesn't text me, like I understand that,
Okay.
like sometimes that happens.
Okay.
But for her not to get back to her direct sales group, that was very unorthodox.
Okay. And you had a pretty tough morning with her.
Yeah.
So she's, again, decompressing,
Yeah.
as you said. So it's okay that she's not texting you maybe, but you're going to come home and check just in case.
Mm-hmm.
But Nicole's freaking out.
Mm-hmm.
Is that right?
Yeah.
And I'm walking myself through this. You tell me, no, that's not what happened.
No, I mean, like, she like, for her not to get back to her friends like that, like, that's not normal, because, like, she'll get, like, tons of text messages throughout the day from direct sales.
All right.
Like, if she doesn't get back to me, I just assume that she's busy.
Okay. I'm now on my way home to check my family. 2 p.m. I arrive home, open the garage door. How?
I have my, button.
Okay. It's in your truck?
Yeah.
Okay. And get inside the house. Shanann, Bella, and Celeste. Who are Bella and Celeste?
That's with my kids.
Okay. Oh, are not in the house. Oh, okay. Shanann's wedding ring is on her nightstand. Her phone is on the couch. Her purse is still here. The medicine for the kids is still here. The car with the car seats are still here. There is no sign of them anywhere. Frederick Police officer and detectives are asking Nicole and I questions about where she could have gone or who she could be with. How did that go?
I mean, we're trying to go through from what we could gather, like where she could have gone.
Okay.
As far as like, 'cause what we saw in the house, it didn't really make sense.
Okay.
So that's where we're just like started to look through the phone and just kind of call around. And once we found the phone and Nicole knew what the passcode was, just kind of loaded up and see what transpired. And obviously there was like 50 something text messages that like popped through.
Okay. All right.
Because the phone was off.
Okay. What do you mean the phone was off?
It was off.
When you found it, it was off?
Off.
Was the battery dead?
No.
Why are you making that?
I have no clue. Like, why was it off and why was it not with her?
It's weird, right? Because if you're saying that she does a ton of texting and marketing and sales and calling certain people back. Okay. How would it turn off?
You'd have to turn it off.
Okay.
Because it wasn't dead. It was like 50% or so, I
Are
think.
you sure? Okay. And it was on the couch?
Mhm.
What do you make of that?
So, usually it's not right by her nightstand.
Okay.
That's usually where it always is.
Nightstand in the bedroom?
Yeah.
Okay. Anything else about that?
No, that is weird that it was sitting like on the couch cushion, like right there.
Okay. So, can we back up a tiny bit? You come home, no one has been in the house.
No.
Okay. No one could get in the house, is that right?
Yeah, unless you had a garage door.
Okay. And that's how you got in?
So I got in.
So at this point, you get there. Are the police there at this point?
Yes.
So you, the police, Nicole, that's it.
Her son.
Her son, what's her son's name?
I think it's Nick. I think his name's Nick.
Nick. And so you and Nicole aren't besties per se. You and Nicole.
Oh no, like we're friends, but yeah, my wife and her are really good friends.
Okay. And so Nick, you don't spend much time with Nick?
No.
Okay. Why is Nick there?
That he was just with his mom.
Okay. Is there anything weird about Nicole and Nick?
Not that I really think of.
Do you think anything about your wife not being around has anything to do with Nicole and Nick?
I would hope not. I mean, like, Nicole is one of her good friends.
Okay.
I don't think they could have done, like, I don't think they could have done anything, like, as far as, like, helping her get out and then being so emotional when they couldn't find her. I don't think they could be capable of that.
Okay. So then they're at home. Police officers there.
Mhm.
Then walk me through that.
So as we go through the house, we're all,
Do you immediately go through the house?
like, I open the garage door and I just go into the house. I'm looking, like, I just go in the garage door and I'm looking.
Is the police officer saying, "Hey, let me talk to you for a minute"?
No.
No. Okay.
No.
What's the vibe like?
I go up there, shake his hand, but I'm like opening the garage door at the same time.
Okay.
And then I go through, and then they're waiting at the front door. I go in, open that up, and then they come in.
Oh, so they didn't go in the garage door with you? Okay.
Well, they went in the garage. They didn't come in the way I did.
All right. So then everybody goes in. Okay, and then what?
I run upstairs and I look in the bedrooms.
Okay. And because that's where she would be?
And that's where I would expect.
So is this a standard house, upstairs bedrooms, downstairs living area?
Yep.
Okay.
And there's one office downstairs.
Okay. And then upstairs, then what?
I'm going to Bella's room, going to Celeste's room, playroom, master bedroom. I'm looking everywhere, like bathrooms, and nothing.
Okay. And then?
I found the wedding ring right there on the nightstand, and then.
Right then?
Yeah.
Okay.
Nick,
Is that weird?
she only takes it off and she covers her hair,
Okay.
and she'd already covered her hair like the week before, so.
Okay.
That was just like probably a result of our conversation,
Oh,
I would think.
okay.
And then Nick finds her phone on the couch.
And why did he find her phone on the couch? What's he looking for there?
I don't know, he was looking.
For
He
clues?
Clues, just
Okay.
looking around too, and just happened just like to run across it right there on the couch and next to the cushion.
So he found it, it's not as though you were calling it to find it, he just found it.
Yeah.
Okay. Then what?
So we told the officer that we found the phone, we turn it on. Nikki puts the passcode in, because it was a 4-digit passcode before, and it was a 6-digit this time, so now.
And like, 13119?
Yeah.
She knew her friend's passcode?
Yeah, I didn't, because it used to be 2385, but when she changed it to 6.
How did Nikki know it?
She knew it over the weekend, because I'd never seen a 6-digit passcode on her phone.
Is that normal to you that Nicole might share her passcode with somebody?
I wouldn't think so.
Do you know her to have done that before?
No, because she's only told me her passcode before, like her phone's her lifeline, so.
Okay. Are she close with Nicole?
She's, decently close.
How long do they know each other?
Probably at least over a year.
How did they meet?
When Shanann's mom lived here, Shanann's mom worked at she's a hairdresser, and Nikki was like one of the managers.
Oh.
Nicole, sorry.
Okay. And then did Shanann get her hair done there or something by Nikki?
No.
Okay.
Just Shannon's mom and Nicole were friends, and then Shanann got Nicole into the Thrive, and
okay.
went from there.
All right. So now we're at finding the phone, Nicole unlocking the phone, then what?
Waiting for everything to load up and watching all the text messages pop up, phone calls, missed calls pop up, and go from there.
And what were they?
It was just people asking like, "Are you okay? Where are you?" type things.
Okay. All right. Okay, then what?
The police officer, he looks at the phone, he just kind of looks through it just to see like if anything looks, of any of the text messages.
Mm-hmm.
And then I walk downstairs and I'm looking around down there, seeing if I see anything at all.
Okay.
Nothing out of the ordinary.
Okay.
And then I think that was at 4 o'clock. That's when because the officer, I went over to the neighbor's house to see if he saw anything, and
whose idea was that?
I think it was the officer, because
Okay.
he just went over there. And then that's when the neighbor called him back over to show him he had some stuff from the other night.
Okay.
Just show him like whatever he had, and that put motion on it.
Okay. Who originally called the police?
Nicole.
Okay. And is that the time when you were telling me you're coming home and she's freaking out?
She said that she told me she was gonna call the police, but I thought, okay, I'm coming home. It's like, let me look through everything, let's see what's going on here. And on my way home, that's when she called me and said the cops are here.
Okay. All right. Okay. Frederick Police officer and detectives are asking Nicole and I questions about where she could have gone, who she could be with. 4 p.m. Police check neighbor security footage and question them as well. Okay. Have we talked about that? Is that where we're okay?
That's where we're at.
Anything else about that?
No, it just shows Nicole dropping her off, but her not walking up, and it shows me loading my truck up about the time that I told you I left.
Okay. Officer, detective, and sergeant come by to search the house and ask some more questions. How'd that go?
They just had me sign the paperwork to search the house.
Okay.
And I just waited outside and let them go through the house. There's a missing persons warrant, I guess.
Sure. Okay. And did they find any other clues? Okay. Begin calling around to anyone I know that could know something or maybe see Shanann. Calling locals, hospitals, and hospitals as well. 7:30 p.m. Friends, Nick and Amanda come by to show support. Okay, so wait a minute, begin good. So 6 p.m. Begin calling around to anyone I know that could know something or maybe seen Shanann. What happened there?
Same thing, like everybody that I've talked to, it's just like they haven't heard from her, they haven't seen her, nothing. What's up?
Who's helping you make these calls?
That's just me.
Just
at
you?
this point.
Were you by yourself?
I was by myself. I'm sure Nicole and other people were doing that while they were gone.
Okay.
Because they were gone at this point.
Where did Nicole go?
Back to her house.
Back to her house.
She was there when they came back to search the house.
Nicole was?
She was parked outside.
When is this?
5
o'clock?
Yeah, she was parked outside.
Did she come in and help them?
No.
Why not?
Well, because they told me to wait outside.
Oh, okay. Fair enough. Is there any weapons in your house?
No.
Okay. If we wanted to bring a lot more people with a lot more tools and tricks to your house, could we do that tonight?
It's up to you.
Okay.
I was going to stay at a friend's house, and I was on my way over there tonight, but that's up to you.
You're going to stay at a friend's house?
I was.
Okay. If we were to get into your house without you there, how would we do it?
Punch the passcode in the front, 2385.
Okay. And that's the garage passcode?
No, that's the front door.
And I thought you said it was a latch or something preventing you from getting in.
I know, but if you don't latch it, it's...
Is that a latch now?
Yeah.
Okay. We might think about that. I think it's a good idea.
All right.
What do you think?
I was just going to go to a friend's house because I couldn't stay there. Last night I couldn't even sleep there.
What friend's house?
Nick and Amanda.
Oh, is that her friends or your friends?
They're both of our friends.
Okay.
I run with Nick.
Okay. When you say her, is that your wife or is that Nicole's?
My wife.
Your wife's, Shanann's friends?
Yeah.
Okay. Nick and Amanda.
I think they're waiting outside right now, actually.
Oh, are they? Were they the ones I saw on TV?
More than likely.
Okay.
That one bald guy?
Young kid with the brim ball cap?
Yeah.
Colorado or something,
Yep.
maybe?
That was Nick.
That was Nick? Okay. I thought Nick was, no wait, what's Nicole's son?
Nick?
So there's two Nicks now?
Yeah.
Okay, so Nicole's son is Nick.
Yeah.
And your friend is Amanda.
Amanda and Nick, yeah.
Are they married?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Okay. Alright.
Okay, I should say like a Nick and Amanda Thayer, put it that way.
Oh, okay. Oh, I know the Thayer name. They showed up at the house or something, right?
Yep.
Okay, alright, good friends?
Mhm.
And no reason to worry about that?
No.
How do you and Shanann know that?
Amanda through Thrive, or actually Amanda was at Primrose at where the kids went to school.
Okay.
She used to be director there.
Oh.
And once she left as a director position, when she left to go to a different school, that's when Shanann got her on Thrive and became friends, and
Okay.
me and Nick started running, and
Okay.
that's.
Alright. Friends making medical emotional support. Friend, is that Lauren Arnold?
Yep.
Who's that?
Shanann's high school friend
Okay.
lives out here.
And how'd she find out about all this?
Facebook.
And so did you ask them who and where Shanann might be?
Oh yeah, like Shanann, Lauren and Shanann were actually supposed to meet up that day.
To do what?
Meet up at the house for just pregnancy pal thing.
At your house?
Mhm.
What time?
Don't know.
Was there any communication about that?
Not to me.
How do you know?
That was the first I had heard of it, because she said that they were supposed to meet up that day.
Oh, when she came over at 8,
Yeah.
she said, holy cow, we were gonna meet together, something like that?
Yeah, like that, when she heard about everything on Facebook about Shanann being missing, she's like, yeah, her and I were supposed to, Lauren said her and I were supposed to meet up and do a little pregnancy pal thing.
Is Lauren pregnant?
Yes.
Okay. First kid?
Third.
Okay. And so, both third kids. So they were just gonna meet up because they're expecting mothers?
Yeah, they're probably just gonna just hang out,
Yeah.
and probably not see each other in a while.
Okay.
I ain't worried about her though.
Okay. Who are you worried about?
Anybody that I know right now, like, if they have not told me anything, it'd drive me nuts. It's driving me nuts, because, like, there's no way, like, the people that I know that have kids that could have helped her, if she's at somebody's house right now, like, they would have had to say something by now. With all this going on, there's no way they could have kept their mouth shut by now.
So then who are you worried about?
Honestly, like, I can't really say, like, if I'm worried about anybody right now as far as, like, any of her friends that I know.
Okay.
All of them are showing, like, their deep concern about what's going on right now.
Okay.
And I think, like, with that deep concern, that can't be faked.
Okay. So then, who are you worried about?
It has to be somebody I don't know, honestly.
Okay.
The only thing that I can think of is somebody I don't know.
Okay. Does your gut tell you that Shanann and the kids walked out, or that they were taken out?
Yesterday I would have said they walked out. Today I would have said I'm leaning the other direction.
Okay. Friends Dave Cologne and Jeremy Lindstrom come by to show support. Who are they?
Dave Cologne, when I worked for Ford, he ran an auto body shop. He actually works for Boulder County Sheriff's Department now.
Oh, okay.
And Jeremy Lindstrom, he worked in the sales department at Ford when I was a tech, and he works at a Ford dealership now.
Okay.
And Jeremy's daughter just watched the kids over this past weekend too, so we know them pretty well.
Oh, what's his daughter's name?
McKenna.
Okay. Was she the one watching the kids the night before?
Mhm.
Okay, I saw her name in her report or something. How did that go with Dave and Jeremy?
Oh, good. They're just there to show support, just chilling in the kitchen.
Just two of them?
Yeah, then that's me. Yeah, me and them.
And Lauren and all them had gone by then?
Oh yeah, everybody else is gone by then.
Okay. When they come over to show support, what are you guys talking about?
Just talking about like what could have happened. Like, do you think she could have gone somewhere? Do you think she's actually taken? Like, just random questions like that. And then they're just talking about just other stuff to kind of get things off my head a little bit.
Okay. Okay. 10 o'clock, I lay in bed and proceed to take calls from friends and family the rest of the night. How'd that go?
I'm just answering, nobody could sleep, as far as East Coast, anything, like, Addie, Sam.
Who's Addie and Sam again?
Addie Mills, they're leaders in Thrive.
Okay.
They're people that Shanann reaches up to.
Okay. Have we talked to them?
Oh yeah, he talked to them on the phone.
You have?
I've texted them, it's all on there.
Okay. And so, the real live communication sense, we couldn't find Shanann?
Yeah,
With them? Okay. Have police talked to them?
I believe so.
Okay. Just on the phone?
Yes.
Are they in North Carolina?
No, they're like northeast,
Northeast what?
like Baltimore.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, over there.
All right. Who else calls?
See, her mom, talked to my parents, talked to my sister, texted with Kelly, that's another, she lives in New Jersey. Oh, who else? Jeremy, Dave, all those people.
Okay. All right. Can we talk about something that's kind of hard to talk about? So when I work investigations like this, I have to keep an open mind on everything, okay? And part of keeping an open mind is listening to you talk about your wife and your marriage, and the day she goes missing is the day that you guys have marital discord, okay? So you can understand what I'm thinking about you.
Yeah.
What do you think about that?
Makes me sick to my stomach, honestly. Like, I know, like, I've talked to a few of my friends, it's like, this does not look good on you. I'm like, I know. It's like, if people knew that we were having marital issues, they're gonna look at me, especially with the way everything looks. And it honestly just makes me sick to my stomach, because this is something that I would never do. Ever. I know, like, you have to look at every vantage point. This is something I would never do to my kids or my wife. At all. I'm not sure, like, what I could do to make people believe that, just because if they knew we were having marital discord, they would automatically look at me. But there's no, I would harm anybody in my family. At all. I know we were having marital discord, and we had that conversation that morning, and then she goes, we have no idea where she is, or the kids. I promise you that I had nothing to do with any of that.
Are you telling me the truth?
I'm telling you the absolute truth.
Why should I believe you?
Because I'm a very trustworthy person, and the people that do know me, they know how I'm a calm person. I am not an argumentative person. I am a person that's never going to be abusive or physical in any kind of relationship. I would never harm my kids. I would never harm my wife. You can talk to any of my friends, any of her friends. They know me. They know I'm a low-key guy that's quiet. I'm not about confrontation. I'm not about anything that elevates to that level. I mean, you can if someone yells at me, screams at me, I just take it, and I just try to get it by the wayside and get it back to where it's just a cool conversation, to where none of that gets to that height, because I am not that person. I've never been that person.
Okay. You can imagine it's my job, okay? And I told you that tonight we would talk about things, and might offend you, might You know that we have to get to the bottom of this. You know that?
Yeah.
Okay. Would you take a polygraph?
Sure.
Okay. Would you take it tonight?
If that's what you want me to do.
Yeah.
I've never done one. I don't know like what it involves, but
Okay. You know what it is?
from what I've seen, it goes on your finger.
You know what the purpose of one is?
It's for a lie detector test.
Okay. All right. Well, why don't we do this? Let's take a little break. I'm going to come back in here because I have a lot more questions for you. Okay. I want to remind you that tonight is voluntary. Okay. I can't keep you in here. I won't keep you in here. If you want to get right up and walk out of here, you can do that. Okay. All right. Do you want to keep talking with me?
I mean, I can.
Okay.
I mean, if that's what you want, I can keep talking.
Okay. And you understand that I'm not arresting you right now. You understand that you can walk out of here at any time.
Sure.
Okay. Having said that, I do want to talk to you. I have a lot more questions for you.
Okay.
Okay. Do you know where your wife is?
I mean, no, my life is.
Are you telling me the truth?
I'm telling you the absolute truth.
Okay. Let's take a tiny break. Get some water. Do you need to use the restroom?
All right, now.
Okay. There's some water, Gatorade actually, if you need it. I'm going to step out for a minute. I need to look over some of my notes. And I'm going to come right back in here. I'm not going to be out very long, okay?
Okay.
All right, I'll be right back. We'll have everyone else. I'm just going to keep this room for a little bit longer. So just shuffle people through the other rooms. All right. How you feeling?
Looking at that picture, kind of Celeste loved those shoes, even though they were winter shoes.
They were what?
Winter shoes.
Those are her boots, aren't they?
Shanann was gonna sell them off to like that Facebook marketplace. She had them on the windowsill there, and when we got back from North Carolina, the SEC saw them sitting over there, and she proceeded to take them back and wear them every day since they got back. No matter if it was 100 degrees outside or what, she loved those shoes. She always loves those shoes. And Bella, she always wore some flip-flops. She always will. She's just like, she loved that dress. She loved those flip-flops. Cece loves that dress. She likes the buttons on the back.
Is Cece short for something?
Celeste.
Bella and Celeste. Tell me about them.
BNC. Celeste, she's Rampage. She's always the one that's gung-ho. She's always the one that's just like, she's off. She's either go or sleep. She's always the one growling. She's always pretending she's a tiger. Bella, she's the calm, the mothering one. She's the one that's always, you okay? You okay? You fine? Okay. She's just the sweetest little girl. She's the one that favors me more, and Celeste is the one that favors Shanann more. And the way I look at it. You see some baby pictures of me and Bella, it's just like, boom, she's the other way around for
So when you say favor, do you mean look like?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Are they both daddy's girl?
That one is.
Yeah, that's how it works, isn't it?
It's because the first one I wasn't really good at it yet. Second one I knew what I was doing, and she bonded with me right from the start.
Yeah.
I remember when they wore that dress. She just wore that dress not too long ago. I unbuttoned the back of it so I could get her pajamas on. She's like, no, Daddy, button. I got button. I got button. And Bella loves those spaghetti strap dresses. She likes long dresses. She was a girly girl. Always. Cece is just like, I always like tried to put her in a Supergirl t-shirt and she loved it. Every time. Cece always be smiling though. Bella, you have to like really kinda, like, you want some gum? Like, cheese. She said, you want some gum? She would have been looking in this picture. Cece's always just smiling at the camera. I gotta find them, right?
I need your help.
I gotta find them. I gotta find Shanann. This is the picture somebody sent me. Or it was a side by side of Bella and Celeste and Shanann. There was a post to like one of the news companies.
Okay.
This was the picture they used of the girls.
All right. Were you thinking about anything while I stepped out?
Just how much I want to see these two girls and my wife again. Just I want them to come home.
I mentioned that when children go missing in the FBI, it's a lot like you see in the movies.
Okay.
We like to get every single one of our recent resources. We like to call every agent and wake them up out of bed, call them back from vacation. We just really like to put a full force in.
Mm-hmm.
Is that something that you're comfortable supporting?
Yeah.
Okay. That means that I want to have as many eyes, as many hands, as many investigators, as many evidence people as we can possibly get looking at your house.
Okay.
Can we do that right this minute?
If you want to.
Okay.
I'll stay out of the way if you want.
Okay. That's usually best. For you, for us, for everyone. Okay.
You want me to go stay at my friend's house then?
Is that an option?
Yeah, 'cause
Okay.
I'm not sure if they're still outside. I'm
Okay.
not sure or not, 'cause
All right.
I don't have a phone.
Oh, I forgot to ask you about your phone.
Yeah, I don't have much to, I didn't have to take one here anyways,
Okay.
but, it's a concrete block.
So, what I might do then is in, I don't know, 5-10 minutes, I might just step out for a very quick break and just say, guys, let's go in that house right now.
2385.
You did tell me that, and I did write it. The garage is 2385?
The front door.
The front door, 2385, and that latch or whatever is not gonna get in our way?
It's
Okay.
it should be unlatched.
Okay, good, all right.
If it is, just call me.
Now, when they go in there, I want them to run a black light over everything. I want them to collect DNA. I want them to look for hair strands and DNA samples, and I want them to look at your stuff and your wife's stuff and your children's stuff and the garage stuff and the car stuff, all of it.
Okay.
Is that all right?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you have any problems with that?
Mm-mm.
Okay. So then I want them to do that sooner than later. I might step out here in a minute and just tell them the code and just let them know, guys, let's find how we can get these girls, okay? Can we keep talking about some complicated things?
Sure.
Some things that are gonna make you uncomfortable?
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay. And I think you know why I have to ask them,
Yeah.
okay? And
Hard job.
it's a hard job. It is a hard job. And I'm gonna ask you one thing, and you're gonna give me an answer, and then I'm gonna ask it just a slight bit different, and you're gonna give me an answer, and then about 10 iterations of this, you might get annoyed, but I do that to make sure that we understand each other. Okay, is that all right?
Yeah.
Okay. So, we have your daughters who are missing, we have your wife who's missing, okay? And that's the most important thing right now, okay? Do you agree with that?
Yes.
Okay. So, you've done very good in talking to me about this really hard conversation you guys had, okay? Very good. That's sometimes hard. And I understand why sometimes someone in your position says, doesn't want to tell me about that. Because please go help me find my kids, and you don't need to know about my marriage argument, okay? So I gotta say, you've done very good at that. And I need you to keep doing that. So I need to ask you about your marriage and infidelity.
Okay.
Okay, tell me about it.
I have never cheated on my wife,
Okay?
and I fully suspect she has never done that to me.
Oh, okay.
Like, she's always been a trustworthy person. I've always been a trustworthy person. I fully expect if we ever thought about straying another way,
Mm-hmm.
that we would tell each other before it happened.
I think that sounds ridiculous.
Okay.
Because in the history of the earth, nobody ever does that.
Okay, I just, that's what I would like to think.
Okay.
I mean, I know mistakes happen, like,
Sure.
you know,
Yeah.
but that's what in my head, that's what I would
Okay.
think I would hope would happen.
Okay.
But,
Now, even though I think that sounds ridiculous,
Uh-huh.
if I was in your shoes, I'd say the exact same thing, and I believe that, okay? But I kind of don't. And you can imagine in my job, I meet all kinds of people.
Mhm.
And you can imagine that there are people who have Saturdays with their girlfriends and Sundays with their wives,
Okay.
right? And they consider themselves to be very virtuous people, okay? So, with that in mind, I don't care if there's been anything in your relationship. I just don't. And I'm not going to tell the news, and I'm not going to tell anyone, but I do need to know. So, is there anyone that you think that maybe your wife got close with?
If she did, it was very, like, secret then, if that was the case, because
Okay.
I had no inkling
No
at
idea.
all. No, it wasn't even a suspicion.
Okay, not one guy. Or girl.
If that was the case, I mean, I didn't have one suspicion about it. Like, if it happened, it wasn't even like, I wasn't aware.
Nothing
There was
on
no
your radar?
clue. There was no, like,
Okay.
you know, texting with the phone, like, back, or like, you know, I walk in, swipe type
Yeah.
thing. I didn't really have any of that.
Okay. No perfume when she's going out with the girls?
She always sprays something
You
on
know
us.
what I mean,
Yeah, I
like
know,
special
that it wasn't
perfume.
like, you know, like that 1 in a million perfume or something like that, you know?
All right. No late nights that surprised you?
No.
Okay. Now let's talk about you.
Okay.
Okay. On your end, I gotta ask, what's your name?
I don't have another one.
You sure?
I'm sure.
Okay. Would you tell me if you did?
Yes.
Okay. So, again, highly trained investigator over here, right? I see pictures of you from a few years ago,
Mm-hmm.
and I see you standing before me now. Okay, you've gotten pretty fit.
Yes.
Okay, you can imagine when guys start cheating or want to cheat, that's what happens.
Yes.
So tell me about it.
I did not cheat on my wife.
Okay.
Not Thrive helped me. I went from 245 pounds to
You were 245?
about 245
Jeez.
pounds.
You look great, man.
Thank you. And I'm 185, 180 right now.
Mm-hmm.
And I've been eating cleaner, just trying to, the last little bit. Thrive has helped me a lot, but to maintain it and try to eat cleaner has really helped me as well.
Okay. And I've got to imagine that maybe there was a girl that inspired that?
No.
No?
No.
Okay. Why are you falling out of love?
After the last 5 weeks, like being by myself and being able to be myself again, I couldn't be myself around Shanann anymore.
Why not?
It was like I was walking just like, you walk on eggshells type thing. It's kind of like you feel like you're always doing something that's wrong. It's like you feel like you're never like, does that make sense at all?
The timing doesn't make sense to me.
Okay. But like, it's like if you can't be yourself around your wife, who can you be yourself around?
Why couldn't you be yourself around your wife?
I just felt like I'd always have to change who I was, because I was always about, I was doing the laundry, I do everything.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I do everything that I could for her. Everything.
Mm-hmm.
And then like the last 5 weeks, I was just just being myself, just doing me. And I just thought to myself, like, one of my buddies, Mark, he lives out in San Diego, it was like one big test that he learned, like he was divorced at one point, and he was like, so if you could picture yourself, like if you could picture your wife and she was with someone else, would you get jealous? I was like, at this point I have to say no. And he was like, well, there's your answer. Like, if you love her, it would be a different answer.
When did you start falling out of love?
It wasn't in the last 5 weeks. It's been an ongoing process for probably about a year.
Why?
I just felt like everything that we had when we first started dating and we met in 2010, everything, your new relationship, spark, everything's hot and heavy, everything's great. Get married, everything's still great. And then people just fall out of love. And that's where I was. Like, I just felt like over the last year, I thought that, like, okay, maybe this is just like a phase. Maybe this, this is what happened. Like, you've been with somebody so long, maybe the spark isn't there, just reignited somehow, some way. But our conversations weren't the same. Like, when we were apart, like everything was just like short, and it was just like nothing felt right anymore. The disconnection was there, and it just never felt right anymore.
But why?
It wasn't there. Like, I just didn't feel it. Like, it was like I didn't have that passion anymore.
Why not?
I really couldn't. I can't tell you. Like, the passion. I didn't feel it in my heart anymore. Like, I really can't just give you a definitive answer other than that. Just like my heart wasn't in it.
I gotta tell you, that sounds like a load of horseshit to me.
I know.
What about the girls?
Bella and Celeste are the light of my life. I'd do anything for those girls. I'd step in front of a bullet in front of a trainer for those girls.
It doesn't add up to me. Then why did the spark die?
The relationship between me and Shanann has nothing to do with the love I have for these girls. The love for these girls, they're the light of my life. I would do anything for them.
Mm-hmm.
But me and Shanann talked about, like, if we separated or if we stay together, like, what's best for the kids? Like, do we stay together for the kids? That, you look it up, it doesn't work that way. Like, it might cause more issues for the kids later on down the road with their psyche or personality or something. They know when they get older, they see like, oh, mom and dad don't sleep in the same room anymore, like what's going on, type thing.
Okay. If you had to guess, if you had to put your finger on it, if you had to, point to two people that are hot and heavy, that have kids that they love, what happened?
I mean, you can't take the kids into the factor because like when the love you have for your kids is gonna be like exponential. I mean, it'll no matter what, that will never die because those are your kids. That'll never die. Between you and your wife, like the love that you have for each other, like from start to finish, like from right when you started to wherever if your relationship ends, like when you're in that type of relationship, you're with somebody for that long, something happens. Like something like if it's just conversations or if it's just like, I mean, it's not attractiveness at all, like it's just a connection that isn't there. Like, when you can like look at someone or just like put your forehead to their forehead and you just like hold them and you know what each other's thinking. That's a connection. I didn't have that connection anymore.
Okay. What do I do to help you walk out of this room and not look like the person who's responsible?
You have to trust me that when I tell you that these two beautiful girls right here, I did nothing to them, and to my beautiful wife, I did nothing to her. Like, you have to trust me and believe me. Like, I know you don't know me as a you've known me for like 2.5, 3 hours, and I don't know what your opinion is, but you have to realize that these two beautiful girls right here and my wife, I had nothing to do with the disappearance. Like, they vanished, they were taken, someone has taken them, they're safe somewhere, we don't know. I had nothing to do with this act of like evil cruelty, whatever has happened here. Because my love for these two girls and my wife, like, I don't want anything to happen to them. I've never wanted anything to happen to them. No matter if me and my wife separate or not, or divorce or anything, I never wish harm on anybody, on a human being in general.
Okay.
Like, just seeing that picture, like, I need them, I want them just to run through that front door and just grab me, or just just tackle me, knock me to the floor, bust my head up, I don't care. The amount of love I have for my family is exponential, and it's never going to die. And I want them back.
Okay.
I have to have them back.
Tell me about a normal day in your house.
So like one when I'm actually home all day?
Let's pick a day.
Okay,
2 months ago.
Let's pick a Saturday.
Let's pick a school day.
A school day, okay. So, well, I'm usually at work.
Okay.
But, so usually
on their lives and your lives.
Okay. So school day. So I'll get up about 4 o'clock. I'll go down, work out for maybe about an hour or so.
At your house?
Yeah, it's a weight bench in the basement.
Okay.
So get done with that, come back upstairs by about 5 o'clock. I'll eat some breakfast, make some eggs, cottage cheese or something like that. Everybody's still sleeping. I'll make the girls milk. I'll make Cece's milk. I'll bring it upstairs. Bella's usually kind of iffy on milk in the morning, so I just fill up the water bottles, put it in the refrigerator. Make sure the backpacks have change clothes, their hat, and if it's like a water day or something, make sure they have water shoes in there. Make sure they have sunscreen. Make sure that all that in their backpacks.
Change clothes for what?
In case they have an accident.
Oh, okay. Because they're little. Yeah. Okay.
I mean, not much Bella, but Celeste.
Sure.
And make sure they have their little blankies whenever they go nap.
Okay.
They have all that with them. I have that all laid out, and then I go to work. So when the kids dictate when Shanann wakes up, and usually it's Bella. She'll come in there, lay in the bed with her, and then Celeste, she'll wake up, they'll just come in and lay in the bed with her, and they'll watch cartoons for a little while at least. And probably about 6:30 Shanann she'll probably be in the bathroom at this point in time while they're watching, because Celeste has her milk at that point in time and she's just chilling in the bed.
Okay.
Shanann's getting ready, she'd probably take a shower, put makeup on, all that kind of stuff, and then takes the kids over into their rooms, gets them dressed out of their pajamas, and Bella has a school uniform. Cece didn't have one yet, so get them dressed, go downstairs, have breakfast. Cece will probably have cereal, Bella probably some like cinnamon toast. Have that. They might have a little snack on the way to school, maybe some dry cereal or something.
Okay.
Put them in the cars and go to school. And then they'll stay at school usually until about 4 o'clock, 4:30. I'll usually be home by then. I can go pick them up. I go in there, sign them out, get them in the car, drive back. They'll be screaming the whole way because they want mommy, because that's what they do after a long day of school. And get home, Shanann will have something for the girls, being whatever they want. Might be pizza, sometimes they want french fries, sometimes they want chicken nuggets, sometimes kibasi, just whatever. Most of them, they have butter noodles, they love that.
Okay.
So wash their hands, sit them at the table, and they'll eat their dinner. And then usually go upstairs, take a shower with them, get them all washed up, get them dried off, get some lotion, get their pajamas on, back downstairs, have a little nighttime snack, they'll pick it, Cheez-Its, little wafers, something like that. And they'll sit in their little couches and they'll watch a cartoon until about 7 o'clock, and then between 6:30 and 7, we're giving them the medicine and any medicine they need at that point in time, if one of them has a fever or whatever else. And then brush their teeth, upstairs, Cece gets an overnight diaper, Bella doesn't, and read them a book. Cece usually wants the tiger book, and I read that to her. We growl out the last part, turn the rain machines on.
Is that what you said, choose your tiger?
Yes.
Does that come to mind?
Yes.
Okay.
And turn the rain machines on, give them both a kiss goodnight. Cece wants me to put her to bed, Bella wants Shanann to put her to bed, and close the door, and night-night.
Okay. All right. Can we talk a little bit about the morning that they disappeared? We already talked about 4 o'clock alarm, prep until 4:15. Correct me if I'm wrong. 4:15, this challenging talk starts. You leave somewhere around 5:30ish, 5:20 something, 5:27. And then what was your day like?
So I went out to locations.
Where's that?
The oil locations.
Oh, locations. Okay.
Yeah. So I worked out on those oil locations until 12:10. That's when I got the doorbell visitor notification.
What do you do out there? What do you do at work?
I'll operate the oil and gas locations we have running.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, like either maintenance or just like inspections or like trying to get them running again type of thing.
And are you the guy with the wrench or are you the boss?
I'm one of the field coordinators.
Okay.
So like the area we have is it's really big. So like I have me and 2 other guys are field coordinators. Then we have 2 rovers, which they like go around to the area and they help other operators. Then we have 6 route operators.
Okay.
So the field coordinators, we kind of get everybody like, all right, this is what we're going to do today type thing, and disperse type thing.
So then when you left at 5:30, which location did you go to?
So the Survey 319.
Which is
That's
generally...
a well location.
It's a well location?
Yeah, we have the Survey 1029.
Survey?
Yeah, it's just well names.
Survey?
Yeah.
Like S-E-R-V-Y?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then there was 1129, and we say the 1029 most of the day.
And so these are numbers I don't even understand.
I know, there's like section number, well number type things.
Okay.
That's how they name them.
Okay. So then it might be that, God forbid, 2 weeks from now, we're still looking for them. And it's going to be very important that all of this can jar your memory, right?
Yeah.
So I'm taking notes. So Survey what?
So we have the 1129.
Where'd you go first?
The 319.
319. Where and what crossroads would that be?
Oh, it's out in a ranch.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Survey 319. Okay.
Yeah.
How long were you at Survey 319?
Probably about an hour.
Okay. Just telling the boys what to do?
I was out there checking a line that we had leaking on Friday.
Okay. Okay, and that took about an hour?
Yep.
Then what?
Went to the 1129.
Okay. Again, is that just in the middle of a ranch?
Yeah, it's the same ranch.
Okay. Oh, so how far away?
Not far.
Walking distance?
No.
Oh.
Walking.
Big ranch.
Yeah, you don't drive there.
Okay. How long were you at 1129?
Probably about 20 minutes or so.
Doing what?
I was just just doing an inspection over there, see if I can get the well to run again.
Okay.
This one you have to kind of run manually.
Okay. And then where?
The 1029. We were there most of the rest of the day.
Doing what?
We're trying to get a pumping unit to pump back up, and stuffing box rubbers were leaking and the rods were smoking, so we had to replace them. That's what took a very long time.
And how long were you out there?
The rest until 12:10.
So 6-7 hours?
Oh yeah, like
5, 6,
yeah,
okay.
at least like 5 hours. It seemed like 5, 6.
And were there people with you?
Oh yeah, there's people with me. Like I gave them the names.
Okay.
There was
Does the police know?
yeah, Troy McCoy, Chad McNeil, Melissa Parrish, Cody Roberts. They were all out there with me.
Okay. And you said you called home at 7:30 or so?
I texted 7:40.
Okay. And that was something like a, where are you?
Yeah, I couldn't go back that far on my phone to see when I called, but I did call her 2 or 3 times during that.
And why then? Was that a better part of the day for you to text?
Yeah, 'cause like I was at that point in time, like I was actually trying to call my foreman and everything else, like just to talk to him, to tell him what I found, and it kept just like it wouldn't ring out there.
What you found? What do you mean?
The line that was
Work-related?
leaking. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, like we had a bypass line, back pressure line that was tied into a downcomer line to an oil tank, and it was leaking on the ground.
Okay.
But like I was not getting any phone calls through, so that's why I was texting.
Okay. Okay. So let's have that hard conversation again. Okay. How old are they?
4 and 3. Bella will be 5 in December.
Okay. You can imagine that every day that goes by
It gets harder to find.
where we don't find your girls, it's gonna get harder to find. We're gonna have less clues, things that we need to get and we need to use, the methods that we need to do to find them are gonna start getting blown away by weather, getting re-recorded over themselves at the surveillance store that's gonna tell us. All of that is going to disappear, okay? And that's why we're gonna spend so much time today, tomorrow, as in the front as we can, right? You can also imagine that every day that goes by, we're gonna be looking for the man who did this, okay? And you can imagine that we're gonna include you as that man. So, let's talk about that. I think that you're trying to put on a brave face because you're a man and you're a father and you're a husband. I can tell that there's just something you're not telling me. And I'm not sure what it is. And I don't know why that is. I don't know why you're not telling me, but there's something that's making you a little bit uncomfortable tonight. I just don't believe some of the things you're telling me. Okay, I just don't. I simply do not believe you.
What makes you think? What have I said that makes you not believe me at all?
This just doesn't make sense to me. It doesn't add up. So can we talk about 2 Chris's? Okay.
2 Chris's.
The tale of 2 Chris's? Okay. And you need to help me know which Chris I'm looking at today and which Chris you really are. So, Chris number 1 is right here, right? And He didn't have a wife to take care of and a girl to take care of. Spent some time alone, liked that time alone, came home, may or may not have had a conversation about how to get out of this marriage or how to fix it, but probably how to get out of it. Is looking at a bachelor pad in Brighton and did something terrible to his wife and kids. And that may have been an accident, and I think it was an accident.
That's not the Chris you're looking at right now. No. And the Chris you're looking at is the man who loves these kids and loves his wife and will never, ever, ever do anything to harm them. That's the Chris you're looking at right now. The Chris you're looking at right now wants these kids and his wife back at his house right now. That's the Chris you're looking at.
Why didn't you call 911?
I didn't think anything was wrong.
I think you knew what was wrong.
I did not know what was wrong, sir. I promise you that.
What do you think it's going to look like when someone finds out that it was not you that called 911?
Everybody's going to have their own perception about what's going on here, but I know my wife. I know that sometimes she doesn't text me back. I know that happens. It's happened multiple times throughout many days. If she's busy with work, it doesn't happen. That's why it didn't register for me that day.
We're back to a tale of two Chris's, Chris.
Okay.
There's a Chris who cares.
I care. I promise.
Tell me about the call to your daycare.
To the Primrose? I called them to see if the girls were there. He said they weren't there.
Okay.
I told them since they weren't there, just put them back on the waiting list.
That's not what you told me.
I told them that we were going to sell the house. Or we could put it on the market, or probably wouldn't be in the area anymore.
That's two different things, Chris.
Well, I wanted them to be back I put them on the waiting list since they weren't there.
Why weren't they there?
I don't know.
Where were they going to go?
They Shanann took them to a friend's house.
Why wouldn't they go to daycare?
I am not sure. Honestly, sir, I am not sure.
It's hard for me as a father to talk to you about this.
I know.
Not because it's a hard issue to talk about. It's because I'm worried about your daughters under your care.
You shouldn't have to worry about them under my care.
Okay.
I watched them all weekend. I went to a pool party. Went to a pool party at Jeremy Lindstrom's house. It's like, I love those kids with all my heart. And nothing in this world would ever make me do anything to these kids or my wife.
When you walk out of this room, there's nothing I can say to a room full of police officers that's going to convince them that you have nothing to do with this.
I know.
You know what they think.
I know all that, yeah.
Here's a guy who didn't call 911, who woke his wife up at a ridiculous hour because he was so guilty about something that he had to get it off his chest and say, I don't love you anymore, I'm leaving you. That didn't go well. Okay, so what happened?
She told me she wanted me to wake her up before I left. That's why I didn't just wake her up, like, just to tell her this. Like, I woke her up. That's what she wanted to do, and we talked. Like, usually at 4 a.m. I wake up, I go down and work out. This day, I wanted to talk to her about this. I love these girls. I love these girls so much. And this picture right here, Celeste and Bella, those are my life. I helped make those kids. There's nothing in my life that means more to me than these kids. Nothing. Kids, that's your life. That's your lifeline. That's everything. Like, you make kids, they come first before anything. Kids, spouse, family. That's what it's always been.
Nothing you've told me tonight makes sense. Nothing you've told me tonight feels like the truth. Can we start over?
Sure.
I think that there's something that happened that got maybe a little bit out of control.
There was no fight. There was nothing physical. It was a conversation. We didn't raise our voice. Nothing. I promised you that. So there was nothing physical with this conversation.
What was the last thing you saw about your daughters?
Last thing I saw, like when I left,
What did it look like?
saw them in the monitor as it was switching back and forth.
What's the last thing you saw with your wife?
She was laying back in bed as I was walking out the bedroom door.
Okay. When we find the guy who took him, what do you think we should do?
Honestly, like, they're gonna come home safe, correct? When you find the guy.
When we find the guy, they're going to come home.
Life in prison would be that's what I would think with 2 kids that are involved.
What if he hurt them?
I'm not sure if like that penalty is even used. Is it used in Colorado? I'm not even sure.
What is?
The death penalty.
Okay.
I mean, like, if these kids are not alive, like, there's nothing you could do to cope with that, to make me cope with that, if those kids are not okay.
Okay. All right. What was your plan after you guys separated?
Try to get an apartment.
Yeah. Nearby?
Oh, we'd just go our separate ways. Like, I would probably get an apartment. She would try to sell the house first, of course, before we could do anything with that.
Mm-hmm.
And hopefully, like, try to get an apartment somewhat close.
Okay.
So that, like, it's a 50-50 thing, like, because I was going to go on an 8 and 6 schedule in September,
Okay.
and then I would have 6 days off, and it would be perfect to, I would have kids for half, and she'd have half, and that would work.
All right. Tonight's been pretty intense, I can imagine. How are you feeling?
I've slept like 2 hours last night, so I'm like running on empty right now, but
I know, I can see it. So why don't I do this? I'm sure you don't mind if we take a break for the night. And I'm sure that you are feeling some of the pressure from me. Okay?
you're doing your job.
I wouldn't be doing my job if I didn't grill you a little bit, right?
I've seen you tell 2 different guys. Like, honestly, like, I've seen like where you're smiling, and I've seen where it's different.
Yeah.
I can, yeah.
Okay.
You're doing your job though, like I can't fault you for anything you've asked.
So can I make a commitment to you?
Yes.
Okay. I'm gonna commit to you that we're not gonna stop working until we find them.
Okay.
Okay? And I wanna commit to you that there is going to come a time when you're gonna feel this pressure from other people. I'm not the only one who thinks that there's a possibility you have something to do with this.
Like another FBI agent, like pressure, or like just like.
Everyone.
Okay.
Everyone, Chris.
Okay.
Have you ever watched the news and said, 2 girls and a pregnant woman go missing? Okay, if that's all you heard, what do you think the public thinks? Husband. Okay. So, I'm gonna make a commitment to you, okay? I'm gonna commit to you that I'm gonna be your guy, okay? I'm gonna be your guy that handles the investigation, okay? And I'm gonna be your guy that you can come to, okay? Because I hope that you realize I'm a nice guy. Tonight we had to talk about some tough things, but I hope that you know that I did it respectfully. I think that you can see that. And so, as we go on through tonight, the hours, the days, and I hope we don't get to hours or days. I hope it's minutes, right? Until this is over.
Yes.
But just in case it's not, I want you to know that I wanted to be in this room tonight. I wanted to talk to you.
Okay.
Okay? And I hope that you want to talk to me. Okay? When you have questions, when you have concerns, I want you to call the detective that you work with, and I want you to call me. Okay? I want you to know that if you have a question, if you think we're not doing something enough or well enough, I want you to say, I gotta call Grahm. I gotta call Dave.
Okay.
Okay? When you need to have a night to yell at somebody and maybe have a good cry, I want you to call me.
Okay.
Okay? I can't imagine what you're going through. I just can't.
Like today's been the whirlwind from, like, yesterday I thought she was just at somebody's house, and today with the drones, the police, and the news, it looked like a scene out of a movie.
That's too much. It's too much for one person to handle.
My dad's flying in tomorrow.
Good. Okay. So you have your dad, who else do you have?
Nick and Amanda, Dave, Jeremy.
Okay. Now, you only know me for 3 hours, but I want to be part of that team.
Okay.
Okay? I want to be part of the team that helps you, and I want you to be part of my team.
Okay.
Okay? Tonight, when you go home, one of 2 things is going to happen. You're going to pass out because you're so tired. Okay? And that's probably not going to be what happens. Your head's going to go race. Okay? So tonight, when you lay down and your head starts racing, there's going to be things that come to your mind. Okay? This always happens. Always. It's very natural. You're going to say, I wonder why he asked me that. Okay? You're going to say, screw him. How dare he accuse me? Okay? You're going to say, I wonder if they've thought of this. Okay? And then you're going to say, I probably should have told him something, or this, or that. Okay? Those are the most common things. When those thoughts come to your head, I want you to call me. I want you to call Dave. Okay? It's fair for your mind to race, so I want you to call me. Okay? You need a lifeline. You need someone you can call. I want to be that guy. All right? And I want you to know that if I didn't accuse you a little bit, you'd probably wonder if I was good at my job.
One of my buddies, he is straight with me. He was like, dude, I'll just be no veil, like none of this looks good. So it's like he's like, I'm not gonna accuse anybody, but like I'm not gonna be like, he has his wife and their friends. He's like, they won't talk to you right now.
Yeah.
I'm like, I know.
So we had this Chris, right?
Yeah.
Okay, let's talk about the other Chris. He's just right here, okay? I can see that you're a good man, right? You don't have beautiful daughters with good clothing that look well fed, right? Children that are unhappy don't smile like this, okay? And those are beautiful kids. Those kids have a good dad, and I know it.
You should see the picture it's on my phone.
Yeah.
It's a better one, but it's just, I'll show it to you. But
Those kids have a good dad. good dad that feeds them and that loves them. I was very impressed when I asked you how their day was, about how involved you are. Okay.
See me on the weekend.
A lot of dads don't get second pairs of clothes and cook eggs and give them snacks at night. You know, a lot of men, that's woman's work, right?
I like to get involved.
But you're not that kind of guy. Okay. So, Chris, can you just look at me for 1 second? If there is something that happened, it's okay. It really is.
Yeah.
Okay. If something that happened with these girls, if there was an accident, if there's something you're afraid to tell me, it's okay.
Okay.
If there's something that happened with your wife, it's okay. Okay? You can always tell me. And if you want to talk 15 minutes after you leave, I'll answer the phone. If you want to talk in the middle of the morning, I'll answer the phone. Okay? What I want to happen is, if that's what happened, if there was something that got out of hand, if there's something you know, I want you to go home and I want you to know that I'm the guy you can talk to, okay, who's not going to judge you. I have kids.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes I joke with my wife, I just need 2 weeks alone, you know? Like when you told me about your 4 to 5 weeks alone, I was like, wow, that sounds like a slice of heaven, right? Sometimes it's a bit much. Okay? So let's do this. We're going to take a little break. I'm going to help organize the search at your house tonight.
Okay.
Okay? I still want to do that.
Okay. I was just going to go to my friend's house and just get out of your way.
Okay. Now,
hopefully they
still awake. I can't tell you that we have to do it. Okay?
If you want, if like you said, it rained tonight.
Yeah.
Like hard. Like it blew 4 trash cans in my yard.
Let's get on it, right?
Like it's whatever's there is there, and I want it found.
I want to do that. I want to talk to you again tomorrow.
Okay.
Okay? I want you to get a good night's sleep and a good breakfast and a good workout, whatever you got to do, whatever your morning routine is.
My dad flies in the morning about like 8 or 9.
Okay.
So
what time should we plan on doing that?
can I get him back home first and then come here?
Of course.
Okay.
And listen, of course,
Okay.
take your time, get settled in. So what time is he flying?
He should be here around 8 or 9.
You're 9?
Yeah.
Okay.
And he's flying from North Carolina.
Here's what I would love to have happen. He's flying in 8 or 9. You got to go get him. You got to get him back. He's going to want to know everything.
Yeah.
Okay? He's your dad. Okay?
He's called me like 10 times today.
It's going to take forever. And he's going to have questions and comments and concerns. Okay? I would love for you and me as a team to talk tomorrow, to do a polygraph tomorrow, and move past all of it. Okay? Move past me wondering about Chris, me about wondering which Chris I'm talking to. I want to move past it. I just want to get it behind us. Okay? And then our talks are going to be a lot more comfortable than they were tonight. So can we say that tomorrow at 11 o'clock,
Okay.
we can do a polygraph?
Here.
Here. Okay? And there might be little tweaks. It might be at a different office or this. We're not going to try to rock your world too much. We know what you're going through.
Okay.
I want to get that done. I want to just move past it.
Okay.
Okay? Can we do that?
Yeah.
11 o'clock?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you have any questions for me?
No, like I have your phone number.
Yeah.
So that like if his flight does get delayed, I can call you.
Yeah, absolutely. You have Dave's, right?
Yes. So you based that up here?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay?
Okay.
You know that's a 24-hour number, okay?
Okay.
Let's make that happen tomorrow.
Okay.
One of the things that makes us wonder about which Chris again is when you don't answer the phone. Okay? So if I call you, I get it, you're on the phone, you're with your dad, you're in the drive-through, you know, whatever it is, I get it, okay? If you go a whole day without calling me back?
Oh no, that's not gonna happen.
Can we promise each other we'll answer the phone?
Yeah, like I'm not going a day. Like if I'm with my dad or like I have other calls coming in, like I'm getting back to you.
Okay.
There's no
Okay. Your dad's coming tomorrow. Were you guys planning on staying here?
Oh yeah, like he's gonna stay at my house. Like
Okay.
that was the thing. Like I don't want to be in that house by myself.
Okay.
That's why I'm staying with my friends tonight.
Okay.
Because I can't be in that house again. Like,
Have you already packed for your friends tonight?
I got it in my car.
Okay.
I was actually about almost there when Dave called me. I was like,
Okay.
yeah, I'll turn around.
I'm sorry.
No, you're good. I was like, I'd rather
Okay.
get this rolling right here. So.
All right. I hope you realize I'm someone that you can call and trust, and again, I put the screws to you, but that's because I need to.
I know.
Okay. You did a really good job tonight.
Okay.
Okay. Do you have any other questions for me?
No, just
Okay.
we gotta find these two and my wife. I'll show you the other picture on my phone.
Okay. Let me go see.
She's done with it.
Yeah. Let me go see where they are with the phone.
Okay.
And then we're gonna, if you're gonna go to your friend's house, then we might not include you very much at the house, at your house.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna try to leave you alone for the night, but if we get somewhere, if we can't get in the house, if we find something we gotta talk to you about tonight, and
I'll have my
I
ring
can't
on.
wait, yeah,
I'll have my
I'm
ring
gonna call
on.
you again.
Okay.
Okay, all right. Anything else?
Just gotta find them.
No, okay. I know. I appreciate you coming in tonight.
Mm-hmm.
All right, give me a few minutes.
I'm down your gate right now.
How you feeling?
Okay.
Thanks for letting us use your phone.
No problem.
So, we're trying to figure this out, without sending you home with a bunch of questions, right?
Gotcha.
We'd like to be able to tell you, this is our plan for tomorrow. So far it looks like, some of the things we need to do at your house are better at night, and some are better in the morning.
Okay.
So we're gonna probably split the difference and start very early in the morning. Now, between now and very early is probably about 3-4 hours, right?
Okay.
Is it possible for you to not go home during that time to your house?
Okay.
Can you go straight to your friend's?
I'm gonna show my friends right here.
Okay. And then when you go straight to your friend's house, is it okay to ask that you don't go back to your house?
You just call me and give me a word.
Okay. All right.
Safe.
Okay. So we'd like to be able to, I don't want to do 2 searches at your house, because that'll say to the public, oh boy, FBI's really interested in him. And then that's going to be a storm coming at you that we don't want. Okay. So we'll do that. We're going to send you home, go to your friend's house, get a good night's sleep, pick up your dad at 8 or 9.
Yeah. Just
Okay.
I'll have to verify with you. He leaves at like 5
In the
Eastern
morning.
time.
He already has a ticket?
Yeah.
Do you know when he's flying in, like what he's flying in on, or the company, or?
I told him to go United Airlines. It was cheaper, but I'm not
Okay.
sure because price kept changing on him.
He bought his ticket?
Yeah.
Okay, what's his name?
Ronnie Watts.
Ronnie Watts, okay. So we'll send you to your friend's house. You know, again, I can't tell you, you cannot go in your house, but I'd like you to not go in your house, if you can do that. And then we'll start early in the morning. I'll check in with you at around 8 or 9.
Okay.
You'll probably be on your way to the airport if not already there. And then, after that, can you just come straight here?
Yeah.
Let's talk, let's get everything out of the way, let's get done with your search, and then we're just gonna, send you on your way, and we'll be back to this Chris, the good Chris, right?
Okay.
And I'm sorry you have to go through all this.
It's part of the process.
Okay.
So you guys gonna stay in my house overnight, or?
I'm not sure.
Okay.
I'm not sure. But actually, yes.
Okay.
There will be someone at your house.
Okay.
There'll be a patrol officer in the front and in the back. And then, yeah, they're gonna make sure, and the reason is, we don't want anyone else going to your house either.
Okay.
Some nosy reporters, some nosy neighbors,
The reporters will be there because they're just cycling in, doing some
yeah.
spots here and there.
Right, yeah. So, but we also wanna make sure that they're not sticking a camera in your window and, doing some sort of weird piece about your house and your home. And so, yeah, we'll make sure that no one else gets in there. And yeah, I mean, there'll be someone in the front and the back, so. And if you do need to go to your house, don't go without telling us.
Oh, no, yeah.
You don't wanna get pig piled by a bunch of patrol officers.
Does that all sound
Yeah.
good? Is that okay?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Give me 2 more minutes and then we'll walk you out.
Okay.
Okay.
Sweet.
Oh, do your girls travel with headphones?
They had him on the first trip there, but I hadn't seen him wear him on back.
What do they look like?
Like little unicorn type things.
Over the ear?
Yeah, they kind of slide over.
Okay. Were they like colorful?
They're gray and pink, I think.
Do they ever take them shopping or anything?
No.
No.
That's the only time they ever used them.
Oh, okay. So if your wife was gonna like walk around with them, she would be holding them with headphones?
No, because they just strap over and then have a little plug.
Okay. Is your family lactose intolerant?
No.
Do you ever buy lactose intolerant milk?
It's 2%.
Just 2% regular stuff? Okay. All right. We're just explaining. You can imagine 1,000 people are calling in right now, so we're just narrowing stuff down.
Okay.
Give me 2 more minutes.
All right.
We don't sell wigs here.
Even costume boys?
They're not out yet.
What did you say that was?
It's lactose-free milk,
Okay.
but you'll see what it is once it's in there. But
That looks like a loofah, right?
Paper. A
Hair
brush. Looks like razors and stuff from HBA.
HBA and pharmacy. Finish and pay. Chip card. Most likely a bank debit card. Asking for a
pair.
PIN.
Okay.
It'll take her a little bit to walk.
There she is right there. Can we stop it? I did.
Yeah. Play here.
Hey Chris, thanks
Sounds
for
good.
coming in.
Yep.
So I've been doing some other things while you were here. And we've had people calling in and stuff
Okay.
like that. So there was a sighting at Walmart. One of your kiddos, is Bella the oldest?
Yes.
She have long hair?
Well, if you let the curls down,
About how long?
so if the curls would probably come like right here.
Okay. So this is a picture from your surveillance. Can you see that? Here.
Yeah, it's just the hair color looks a little off.
Yeah. I mean, look how long that braid is. Does that look,
Yeah.
does that look right?
No, that braid's too
Is
long.
that like your wife?
Hair's too long.
Okay.
That's what I thought too. So.
Okay. Yeah, the hair looks a little too long.
We're trying, buddy.
Okay.
We are trying.
Very angled. So.
That would be CC in the back though. That was her.
Yeah.
That's where she was hit?
Yep.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Chilling.
Bella rolling the roost up there?
Yes. Most comfortable something in there, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, 'cause Bella, it's really. That's the picture I was talking about. Yeah.
And this is CC, right?
Yep.
And that's Bella?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Hmm.
Oh, that's on the 4th of July.
Let me see if I can find it. Yeah, this is not much different, but it's got a lot longer hair.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Long
Not
hair.
her?
Mhm.
Okay.
Okay, great, thank you.
All right, we're ready.
Do I have to take this or no? This is,
Please leave all that.
yeah.
Okay. So when you get your dad tomorrow, just come on in. He's gonna have a bunch of questions. I'll talk to everyone. Bring him in, let's talk. You know?
bring him here?
Yeah.
Okay.
You can drop him off wherever he needs to go.
Okay.
But he's bringing a wife here or something. Anything he does, bring him.